Hi Cancer, this is Amanda Nardozzi. Thanks for hopping into my den here. We're keeping things warm, we're keeping things cozy. Today's reading is for the full moon in Libra starting March 25th. And this energy is going to carry on through the next 2 weeks till the next new moon. Alright, so I'm going to roll the Astro Dice, and as always, I recommend that you connect with your angel energies, your spirit guides, whoever it is you connect with on the other side. That way you can determine which messages are for you, which messages are for others. All right, you have Sun, Gemini, in the third house. The third house falls into our communication, the way that we think, the way that we speak. It is all about the communication. Gemini is the duality, and maybe some things that you're saying are being taken in two different ways. And then the Sun with yourself. So maybe things are a little bit confusing. I'm trying to remember if there are any retrogrades going on. I don't know astrology all like that, but there might be a few retrogrades in the air, but maybe there's like a double meaning to the things that you're saying. To other people, or people are like misinterpreting things, but Gemini always gives like this energy of like maybe one thing and then there's like another thing present, so there's like two opposites but they still coexist in this paradox. So we're gonna see what is going on here with that. Oh, hello. This is kind of coming up as like two of them too. So we'll mention that when we get there. That's just interesting, Cancer. I feel like, I don't know. I feel like this is so interesting. I feel like you're wrapped up in somebody else's drama over here. Like, ooh, that's a little weird. Okay. Yeah, so you have the Queen of Swords, so you might have been through a tragedy recently. The Queen of Swords is, either that or something that's tired you out beyond belief. With the Queen of Swords and also the Queen of Pentacles being the challenge, it's almost like the challenge is nurturing what you have grown. And the Queen of Swords is kind of going through the thick of it and really learning lessons through the worst of it, especially from this deck when we see that this dragon, even though like she's kind of doing what she needs to do and she understands that, you know, either she's lost whatever was in the egg, or the dragon has flown from the nest. However you interpret this, either way, there is some form of loss, but there are all of these butterflies present, so it's growing from that loss. A lot of these flowers are like it's about to hit fall. There's a sunset in the background. The flowers are kind of wilting a little bit. So, you know, you've had to go through some type of struggle with someone, or maybe some type of struggle with your communication, like when you're trying to speak to other people, and it's almost like something's been misunderstood. I have the Queen of Pentacles. It's almost like you want to nurture this friendship, relationship, whatever the case may be. You want to nurture this, like, some type of connection, but you're having trouble doing that. And what's coming up from within is disappointment with the Five of Cups. So Five of Cups is disappointment. So it's like you're feeling disappointment over something that was misread or misheard or misunderstood. You also have the Nine of Wands that tried to pop up within, and it's almost like you're being a little cautious, but you were cautious before because you're like, I'm hearing like you're remembering the past and you're remembering past mistakes, and you really can't hold yourself to the same standard now as you did before because, you know, you've learned, and now that you have more information, there's something to be gained from this. Spirit is saying there's something to be gained from this. You have more knowledge, you have more information now, and it's like, okay, I get that either might have said something the wrong way, or there's this energy of, you know, like maybe you were guarding too close and maybe you weren't completely forthright with intentions, or maybe the other person was like that, but either way, this is like really dicey energy. I don't know. It's like it's a little challenging. But there is this duality present in terms of communication. The Sire of Wands here in your focus, the Sire of Wands or the King of Wands talks about being a strong leader. So, I mean, I do feel like you're being very forthright. Your energy and focus is, nope, I need to be clear and concise. I need to let this person know, or I need to communicate this energy clearly. I need to be effective is specifically what's coming to mind. In the future, you have the universe. Now, the universe is all-seeing, all-knowing. Opportunities happen. Things I'm hearing like things are colliding with your vision. So it almost feels like the path is making way for something brighter, because the universe is the world in the traditional tarot, which is completion. So something is being completed, the cycle is closing out, and you do have better things to look forward to. It's more of like, just leave this in the past. It has 5 of Wands here. This is your energy. This is like conflicted emotions or conflicted feelings. You're not really feeling too great right now. There could be like a lot of, especially with that Gemini present, with that duality, there is like kind of a push and pull and here or there with your emotions, and you might have a lot of them present, conflicting with one another, and you're not really sure how to think or feel about a situation. I do feel you wanting to stand strong, but that 5 of Wands is just chaos. It's internal pressure and could be external pressure too, but I just feel like in general it's just chaos with everyone. In your environment, you have 10 of Swords, so you might have actually had to like break up, I'm hearing. So break up with someone. You might have had to move on from this person. And it's almost like I can't help but feel like either you were too guarded or the other person was too guarded. But either way, this is like separating from somebody. It is setting the sun, or closing the book rather, on this chapter. But this dragon, although painful, it's very painful for this dragon. He's moving on. He's leaving all of this carnage behind, and he's heading towards a new day and a brighter future. I just keep saying like brighter days are coming, which now that I'm looking at it with the hopes and the fears, we have the sun. So there's a hope that brighter days would come. There's a fear that it won't, but I see, like, with the dancing and the happy baby dragons here, this is being birthed into something new. This is being birthed into like this new era of happiness. So you're moving on to something better. Just be thankful that you're moving on to something better, something that is a better exchange of your energy, because the outcome is the 6 of Pentacles, but I'm getting a very good vibe from the 6 of Pentacles. It's like your energetic exchange. Like, it's almost like the people that you meet later are going to return the favor. And maybe that was a concern in the past. But the 6 of Pentacles is about that exchange of energy, the energy that you put out. And it's always a concern of whether that energy is coming back to you. This can also be the charity card, but Spirit's also like, you've given too much charity, or you've allowed too much in this case, is what I'm hearing. So let's move on to some oracle cards and see if there's anything else connecting you. I didn't want to, sorry, you'll have to forgive me for flying through it, because it's not really, you'll know if this is you if you're hearing it, but it's not energy that I enjoy playing in. It's not energy that I enjoy like seeing in, but hopefully I gave you enough to where you understand like what the message is. So first quarter moon in Cancer is push through any insecurity. So I'm just hearing like it's not your fault. You might be putting too much blame on yourself. I think that, whatever the situation was, it evolved the way that it was meant to. I'm hearing like whatever happened. And it's more of like Spirit wants you to just leave it in the past, and don't go knocking on any doors. I'm hearing don't knock on any doors that, it's almost like those won't give you visions of a brighter future, is what they're saying. Like going back and knocking on doors that have been closed shut, or like, when other people have closed those doors to you, you can't go knocking on them again, just because it's not going to serve you. It's not going to serve you in the future. You already know it didn't work, or you've already tried, but don't go opening it again, because there's a lesson. I'm hearing like it's a lesson that needs to be learned on your end. They need to learn their own lessons too, or these other energies need to learn their own lessons and sort itself out. But it's like the main lesson that is like, I feel in your energy right now, is not going to knock on old doors, because you already know it's not working, or they've already separated from you, or you've separated from them. So it's like, okay, let's move on. Let's see what else you have. You also have straddling worlds, wandering between realms. So you could be in a transitionary stage at this time. So again, when something is ending, that means something new is beginning. And the thing with this card is, especially when you have the universe, which is the end of the major arcana, and it talks about completion, closing things out, and with the 10 of swords as well, and the 10 of swords being leaving something behind and entering this new phase of, okay, I'm leaving this 10 behind. I'm leaving like all of this wreckage and carnage behind me. With straddling worlds, it almost feels kind of like a no man's land, where you're wandering and you're not really sure what to do next. You're not really sure who to connect with next, or where to go, what the next steps are, because it's like, oh, like I'm sitting, and I know this energy. I feel this energy. It's like, it's the energy of somebody who is kind of, when things end and they look back and they're like, damn, I wish I did something different. Or it's like, oh man, like I wish I would have said something different. I could have, it's like, I see something falling from the sky. I see something falling at a drastic pace. And then all of a sudden, like, it just crashes to the ground. It like crashes and burns so hard. But then you think of all of the ways you could have cushioned that fall. But the point is, it was going to fall. That's it. Period. like it was going to fall. No matter how soft it lands, no matter how hard it lands, it still falls. So regardless of how it happened, could it have happened differently? Yeah, but it didn't. And I don't know, I'm just hearing this thing where Spirit's like, you worked with what you had at the time, and your circumstances almost kind of dictated how you were. And, like, the limited knowledge that you had, plus, like, I don't know, I'm hearing, like maybe you said something in a certain way that you didn't mean to say it like that, and the other person took, like, hardcore offense to it, or something. I'm getting, like, a situation where, you know, you didn't realize something, and so it was received in a certain way that was not the way that you intended, but you also have to keep in mind, I'm hearing, like, you know, this person, he, she, I couldn't hear the pronoun, but I don't think it matters. There's, like, this other person cares about you. They really do. But it is important to move on, because it's almost like, I can't help but feel like this other person, like, had a misunderstanding and then walked away. I can't help but feel like they left, like, they separated from you, and it's like, that makes it even more painful, because it's like, darn, like, you know, it almost feels like, because you don't have control over the situation. You feel like you don't have control. You're not the one that said, oh, it's time for us to, like, you know, split. It's time for us to go our separate ways. So whatever the case may be, it's like, you can't help but feel like, you know, that you could have changed the outcome, and you could not have changed the outcome. It was going to fall anyway. It was going to fail. It was just a matter of how. So whether it crashes and burns, whether you softly cushion it, whether it happens in a different way, and whether it came from you, it doesn't matter. And I know it's a question of, like, at this point, it boils down to a question of feeling empowered. It's like, you know, do I make the choice? Like, I didn't have the time to sit with all my, and now they think of me poorly, or something like that. Like, there's just so much other extra stuff here, energy threads, and it just takes time to work through it. You'll heal. You will move on, but you are, okay, what kind of energy can we embrace, rather? Because I'm hearing, like, guidance, please. What do I do? Armadillo Spirit is set healthy boundaries. This is like the next step for you. Setting healthy boundaries, just learning to walk in the direction of the wind, I think, is the hardest part with this. Because it's almost like, you're like, they're trying to challenge you to think differently, and they're trying to challenge you to think, what did I learn? And how can I move forward with this energy? So setting those healthy boundaries, if you let somebody, I'm hearing again that you allowed too much. So setting up, like, okay, what exactly went wrong so I can go back and fix it? Not specifically with that situation or that person, but in the future, so that you don't run into something like this again. What boundaries can you set up? What can you say that, what will you not allow anymore? What's the first thing that pops into mind when it comes to being in a relationship with someone, or in a friendship, or whatever the case may be? What will I no longer allow? The first thing that comes into mind, that's the thing you have to employ. That being said, 300 is your angel number. I love when it evens out and it's like a solid 100 number like that. I pull from Angel Numbers by Kyle Gray, and I'll read these messages twice. God, Ascended Masters, and Angels are here to bless your path with sheer light. One more time. God, Ascended Masters, and Angels are here to bless your path with sheer light. So again, with this walking into the sun, walking into the light, your future is shining bright. Just keep walking towards that future, and again, don't look back. Don't go knocking on any doors. That was a very short message today. I feel like it's because we grazed over some stuff. It's more of like, it's almost like a spirit doesn't want you to dwell on it anymore. Because I definitely felt the need to be like, ugh, like, it just feels icky. It actually, like, was breaking my heart to be in it. And I love when I get to the water signs, because I'm always very in tune, but then, like, I felt the loss there, and I felt kind of like that little bit of shame dabbled through the energy a little bit. So, just moving on. I hope this helped you in some way, Cancer. And if this resonated with you in any way, go ahead, like and subscribe and all the things. That way you can keep up to date with me and what I'm doing. I do personal readings, so I have a newsletter, or a landing page for the newsletter, that I'm going to post in the link down below, so that way you can sign up for the newsletter. So if you're in the Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania area, you can see where I'm at. I usually do free pop-up events where I give tarot. At vendor fairs, I give tarot and Reiki, so go ahead and check that out. And I have a list of my services on that landing page, so if you wanted a personal reading from me, you can send me an email with your preferred service, and then we can work something out. We can work out a time to meet. Let's see, I have zodiac signs coming out every new moon and full moon, so like every 2 weeks. So 2 weeks from now, expect another video for yourself, and any other sign you want to look at or watch any other sign you want to watch. And Oh, no, I'm trying to think. I think that's everything. I sprinkle collectives in between, so I have some Archangel energies coming out here. So I just posted a Raphael one. I'm doing Archangel Orion shortly before these videos come out, and then I also have an Archangel Ezreal video that I will be doing. So thank you so much, Cancer. Again, I love you, I love you, I love you, and I'll see you next time. Bye.